بچه‌ها قبل از اینکه شروع کنیم ازتون میخوام اگر کانال رو سابسکرایب نکردید حتما این کار رو انجام بدید، زنگوله کنارش رو هم بزنید تا از جدیدترین ویدیوهای من با خبر بشید. اگرم از این ویدیو خوشتون اومد حتما لایک کنید که این بزرگترین حمایت شما از کانال خودتونه.
Welcome to ChatGPT Fundamentals. When ChatGPT came out, a lot of people afraid of it and they were against it. But today I'm going to show you how you can use it to grow in your business and in your life. So let's say here we have ChatGPT, and on the other hand, we have you. So the thing about ChatGPT is that ChatGPT almost knows everything that exists on internet. Okay, massive amount of knowledge. But the problem with ChatGPT is that it cannot use this knowledge. It cannot execute the knowledge on its own. For example, ChatGPT cannot decide to build a website for itself and, for example, put some products there and start selling them, right? On the other hand, you don't know all the information and all the knowledge that ChatGPT has, but you have the advantage to execute. So our goal here is to use your execution plus the knowledge of ChatGPT. Our goal here in this course is to combine these two together. So we have the ability to order ChatGPT to prepare something for us, to do some tasks for us, or to explain something to us, all right? And ChatGPT has all the knowledge, so it's gonna work, right? We will be able to use ChatGPT in two main cases. The first way is to use ChatGPT as an assistant, right? It will be like an employee. For example, you have an employee and you give some task to the employee. You tell that person to, for example, write a blog post about a specific topic, or write a sales letter email and send it to customers, or build a website, or build a store for a specific product, right? ChatGPT can do the same and work as an assistant for you. The second way that we can use ChatGPT is for educational purposes, like a teacher. So we can ask ChatGPT to pass on the knowledge that it has to our brain. But of course, we cannot pass on all the information, but we can do our best to learn the important information that we need for our business and for life from ChatGPT. So along the course, I'm going to teach you how you can use ChatGPT as an assistant and also how you can use ChatGPT as a teacher for you, right? Or go to chat.openai.com. You will be able to set up your account if you don't have, or if you have an account, you will be able to log in there. The process of setting up your account is extremely simple. All you need to do is to click on setup, add your email, select a password, provide a phone number, and that's all. After you created your account, this is what you will have, okay? On the left side, we have the area for the chats that we had over time with ChatGPT. At the bottom of the screen, we have upgrade to Plus membership and the settings for our account, okay, which I will talk about it later in the upcoming lectures. And on the right side, in the middle of the screen, we see some examples or some information about ChatGPT. And at the bottom of the screen, as you can see, there is the place for writing our questions. For example, write a short title about personal finance, okay? And then ChatGPT will provide us. Now, right now that I'm recording this lesson, if you are not a Plus member and you're using ChatGPT for free, you will have access to ChatGPT 3.5, okay? Now, the ChatGPT 3.5 is fast, but the quality of answers are a little bit low comparing to ChatGPT 4, and more or less I can say the results have less logics, okay? So as you can see on the left side, we have our chat, and then I can click on a new chat and open a new chat and discuss something else with ChatGPT, okay? So this is how it looks if you are not a Plus member, but if you upgrade your account, this is how it will look. Again, still on the left side, we have our chat history. At the bottom, we have our settings for our account, okay? But on the right side, as you can see at the top, we have two options. We can select ChatGPT 3.5 or GPT-4, okay? As you can see, GPT-4 is way stronger and it is a little bit slower. Right now that I'm recording this lesson, there is a limit for ChatGPT-4 and it is 25 messages every 3 hours, okay? But I have used it over the past couple of months and once it happened to me that I have completed this limit. So this is how it looks if you convert your account to a Plus membership. And as we go forward on the next lesson, I will give you more. All right, so let's learn more about ChatGPT and how we can use it. So here we are, and I'm using ChatGPT 4, and let's use the previous example that we had. Write a short title about personal finance, okay? So I'm using ChatGPT 4, and as I said, ChatGPT 4 is a little bit slower comparing to ChatGPT 3.5, but the quality of answer is much better. So when I ask my question, as you can see on the left side, it will create a chat history for it, and it selects a name for it. You can come here and click on this icon and edit the name, okay? For example, title for finance, okay? Or if you want to delete it, you can click on this trash icon to delete it, right? So to the question that we write here, we call it prompt. And as we go forward in the course, I will teach you formulas on how you can write a better prompt to get a higher quality response from ChatGPT. Now, if you don't like the answer that ChatGPT provided, you can come here, click on regenerate response, okay? And then ChatGPT will regenerate another response for you, okay? And one thing, let me tell you, every time that you ask this question from ChatGPT, the response will be different. If you right now just write the same thing that I wrote here, probably you will get the different answer. And when you regenerate the answer, it will ask you another question that is this answer better, worse, or it's the same. This is simply for ChatGPT itself to analyze and understand which answers are better for the users, okay? And you can go back and forth to each of the answers that ChatGPT provided by clicking on the numbers here on the left side of the answer. One thing that you should know is that GPT is context aware. It means that if I ask a question about the title that it provided, for example, make it a bit shorter, okay? ChatGPT is context aware. It means that it already knows when I say make it a bit shorter, it already knows I'm talking about the title that GPT provided, okay? So whatever you write here, it's a chat, okay? GPT will go back and forth and look at the chat and give you the proper answer. So as you can see, I told GPT to make the title shorter. I didn't write the title, I just referred to it as it. But GPT itself understands that I'm talking about the title, and it made it easier. Path to Finance Mystery, okay? Now, another thing that you can do here is that you can go to the prompt that you wrote, and you can click on Edit. For example, I can come here, click on Edit, and instead of shorter, I can replace it and say make it longer, okay? And then save it, and then it will provide a different response to my prompt, okay? And again, I can go back and forth, as you can see, to the prompt, to the previous prompt that I wrote, okay? It was shorter, and now it was longer, okay? So this way you can change your prompt as well. And if you ask a question, for example, let's say, provide 2 more titles, okay? If I press enter, now that it's generating, I can, if I don't like the response, or if I find that I made a mistake, I can click on stop generating, and then it will stop, okay? And I can go back and make some changes in my prompt, or again click on regenerate response to receive another response, okay? So these are the ways that you can use ChatGPT to edit and submit the prompt that you already wrote, or to regenerate the answer, or to stop the answer of ChatGPT and make some other requests. So these were some of the basics of ChatGPT that you could do. And when you are done, and if you don't want to have your chat on your history, you can simply click on delete icon and approve it, and it's gone. Okay, so that was all about this lesson. On the next part, we will learn more about the limit of ChatGPT. Alright, so in this lesson, we are going to talk about the limit of ChatGPT. Right now, I'm using GPT 3.5, and I'm gonna come here and write down, for example, 3,000 words blog post about starting a business in, for example, 2023 with its challenges. Okay, so if I press enter, ChatGPT will start to prepare this blog post for us, and I'm going to fast forward until the blog post is ready. Alright, as you can see, it gets to a point that we know there is a continue for that, but it is stopped. You see, it started the sentence starting a business, and then it is stopped. Okay, and if I scroll up, okay, if I take all of these texts and copy it into this website, it's a word count website, and if you just search on Google, you can find different websites that count the number of words in your text. If I paste it here, if you look at it, it is 592 words. Okay, so if I come here, there are two ways to tell ChatGPT to continue. The first way, which most people use it, is to come here and write down continue. Okay, and if you press enter, it will continue writing the rest of the sentence. But recently, GPT added a new button here, as you can see, continue generating. If you click on this, it will keep writing the rest of the sentence, the rest of the text. Okay, so this is one of the ways that you can overcome the limit of word count of ChatGPT. But I have to tell you something. ChatGPT doesn't count words, it counts tokens. What does that mean? Tokens, we can say, more or less are like word counts, but sometimes it can be a single word or it can be a single sign. Okay, for example, the text that we have here, if I select all of it, as you can see, it is 592 words, 4,420 characters. Okay, here there is a tool from OpenAI that count the token inside a text. I will put the link of both of these websites in the resources of this lesson as well, so you can have access easier. If I paste the text here, it will count the number of tokens. As you can see, the number of tokens is 781, even though that we have 592 words. So if we look at the highlights here that shows every token, as you can see, for example, here we have introduction, this is one token. We have colon, this is one token. For example, here, dot is one token, in one token, 20 one token, 23 one token, comma one token. Okay, so this is how ChatGPT calculates the number of tokens. And based on the version of GPT that you are using, the number of tokens, the limit for the number of tokens will be different. Okay, ChatGPT 3 or 3.5 or 4 has each of them has different limit for the number of tokens. Now this was the limit about the response of the ChatGPT. What if we want to paste a long prompt here, right? So let me remove this. So let's go to GPT-4, and if I come here and write down, I have a code and I want you to debug it. Okay, so let me tell you one thing. If you are using computer and you want to go to the next line, the way to do it is to hold shift and press enter, and without submitting the prompt, it will go to the next line. So under this line, I will paste my long code. So if I come here and set, this is the code that I have. As you can see, it is 522 lines. So I will copy this code and come here and paste it, okay? And if I press enter, then it will give me an error and it is telling me the message you submitted was too long, okay? Please reload it and make it shorter. So how we can overcome this challenge here? As I said, the number of tokens in ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 3.5 are different. So if I paste the same thing in ChatGPT 3.5, it will work, okay? Because the number of tokens, the limit for each of them, each version is different. So how we should overcome this challenge? I'm gonna open a new chat here, go to GPT 4, and here I'm gonna write down, I have a code and I want you to debug it, but because it is long, I will paste it in 2 parts. You can start debugging after you receive all parts of the code, okay? So this way I'm telling ChatGPT that the code is too long. I will send it in 2 parts, in 2 chunks, and you can continue debugging it after you receive all the code. So here I'm gonna come and write down part 1, and I'm gonna take half of it. For example, it is 500 lines of code. I'm gonna go around 250. Okay, where is it? Here. For example, yeah. From here, I'm gonna select the top part. Okay, copy it, and come here and paste the first part. Press enter. Now I don't receive the error. We go down. And it says, all right, I'm waiting for the second part of the code, right? Now I'm gonna come and copy the rest of the code and come here and just paste it. And now it will look at it, go through the codes and analyze it and debug it for me, okay? So if you have a long text that you want to paste it here, and if it gives you error, the way to overcome this challenge is to divide it into different chunks, okay? So that was all about this lesson. On the next part, I will give you some quick information about the settings, plugins, and some other beta features about ChatGPT. And after that, we will start learning more about the prompt formula. So that was all about this lesson. I will see you in the next part. So let's talk about GPT settings. If I come here, click on my email, as you can see, a menu will appear. The first option here is clear the conversations. So if I click on this, it will remove all the chat history that I had with GPT before. The second one is will show you the plan that you are in right now, and because I'm on Boss membership, it will show me how it is. And the next one is the settings. So if I click on settings, right now that I'm recording this lecture, it has 3 options. The first one is general, which I can select the theme of my ChatGPT, which I prefer dark. And the next one after that is beta features. This was the thing that I wanted to introduce here. So right now that I'm recording, web browsing and plugins are inside the beta features, meaning it is not available to public, but in the future, maybe right now that you are watching this lesson, it is available for public. But right now, the way that I have access to this is that I send a request to OpenAI team, and they put me on a wait list, and after a while, they provided access to web browsing and plugins. There are many different plugins, and in the ChatGPT advanced section of this course, I will talk more about web browsing and plugins. And since these 2 options is on right now, if I come here to ChatGPT 4, as you can see here, I have the option to select the default version, browsing version, and plugins version. So if I come here and select browsing, if I search something, and if it doesn't have enough information about it, or if I ask ChatGPT to search online for it, it will go online and gather more information. And if I select plugins, I can select the plugin that I want to use, and I can use ChatGPT with that plugin to get the information and the content that I need. But don't worry about it if you don't see these options in your ChatGPT. I just wanted you to know and be aware of their existence. And in the upcoming lectures in the ChatGPT Advanced, I will talk more about them. Okay, so that was all about this lesson. Let's go for the next one.